What frequency? What are we not focusing on?
Sure.
Oh, so there's your first clue. What was the first clue about your focus?
Focusing on that part of me.
Okay, so let's understand, where does spirit want you to get this? Okay, so you have her musical notes, right? And I'm going to show you something that, hey, I only got 4.5 hours sleep because spirit said, get up. We got some hypnagogic work to do. That means my brainwave is in such a hypnagogic state that I was in school this morning. Oh my God, some of the stuff that came through was like, oh, I still love spirit, which is myself. Thank you, universe. Oh, wait a minute, that's to myself. Okay. So my heart's happy. So when we look at meridians, we're looking at frequencies, the musical notes we play live. So now we have to look at first we start off as parentheses. What does that mean? Well, first we're going to just call that God. We're going to call that you. So we have the original and we have the mirror image. So we have the mirror image, right? But within this parentheses of life is that in order to create you, you have to put input, right? So now you're talking about working together. So this turns lovely into a what? An infinity of communication. Well, what's inside? It looks like a pair of boobs or eyeballs. But when you look at this, you have to understand you are creating information. So this information is like, okay, what is the frequency notes? So we're just going to learn that everything is an FQ. And information, well, now you have frequencies. We have energy of all different kinds. We have vectors, we have waves, we have particles, we have dimensions, and dimensions is all about dimensions are all about time, space, height, width, consciousness. Oh, yeah, then you have to put in consciousness. And then you have all that stuff, all that beautiful stuff creates a vibration that allows you to be you. Now, this is where you have what's called the ego, electromagnetic guiding Omni apparition, which means you have to, until you become real, you have to use this lens. So you are going to be sending information into what? The scalar field. And this is you, and this is them. This represents your outside, your external. So baby Judy is here, and them is everybody in the environment, people, places, ideas, things, whatever. She had to have that first experience. So how old do you think she is? A couple of weeks, what? All right, so I'm going to say a week and a half. So 1 week and a half. A half is important, people. And that's how old this is. Now, the frequency, understanding that this is the soul contract in here that's made up the parentheses of life. Now, you've created this and you went to soul school to do it. So in this soul contract, this is where we say, what the fuck did I sign up for? Okay, so 1.5-year-old, she's putting the letter B. So she has to work with the letter B in her field. B is about that physical aspect of ourselves. Can we live? Can we do this? So B is what's playing out in her contract. Yes, we care about these, but right now we're looking through this lens from this perspective. Okay, we want to see the perception. So what does she do at B? And part of her contract is teach me out them. Teach me what? So inside of there would be keep me. Keep me. Keep me. Simple, simple. Keep me. So B is in keep me. And what does this mean? It means that you have to communicate, work with others in order to get this need. Remember, everything is always about the unneed meant. Okay, so your needs. So you want to felt keep me, keep me. So she's going to throw out the B, and the B, like I said, looks like a bell curve. So if you have this, you have like C, and all the letters, and then B is at the end. And let's say her humming tone is here, and her bell curve starts at a 5, and then a 7 is the max that you want to go comfortably, and then in between goes up. So you have this field, and so it'll start off and it'll go like just like that. Okay, so that's that. Now, if she's working B, I said, okay, at 1.5 weeks old, where's her B number? And they said, well, her B number is 0. Oh, well, then that means that when you look at it, it goes like this. So she's way down here. So her life theme comes in. It's going to be a whole bunch of interesting things. So you have this. So she's in the keep me, and I says, and what is it? It's about a 10. So out of 500 hertz, that's RETZ, HERTZ, instead of, will turn into hertz, HURT. So far, she's 10. She's 10 out of 500. That means that she has a lot of, got to go out and get all these different perspectives so I can really create a perception. So she's going to be a lot of ego before she can actually be her true self. So she's learned to look outside. She's learned to get outside. She's learned to do, oh, wait, this is all about the inside world. We're not there yet. So she has to put in. All right, this is what I'm doing. Who is going to match this? So in this case, it is, I don't think it was your birth mom, some person, okay? And so they would bring in, but you have to live in a duality world. So did this person give you both positive and negative? Yes. Okay. So one person needed to first. So what letter did that need to be? So she needed to call in somebody who was that was a good GH. Now, if I said on this scale of GH, and which would be somewhere in the round, the matching number is like a 6, not a 7. I said, so if she brought somebody that came in with a -2. Ah, shit. That means that this person would come in. Let's say that was the only issue. So it comes up here and then it goes and then comes back up. Required. So it's going to help her. So what is she going to be met with? She's saying, keep me, keep me, keep me. The G says, because it's so far down, it is supposed to blame. Oh, you're a little bastard child, eh? Your mama didn't want you, huh? Mean little bitch, right? Well, no, this is the type of level of thinking. Remember, because we're working with levels of consciousness. And what does levels of consciousness? What does levels of consciousness look like? It looks like preschool to graduate school. So that means we have grades, levels, first grade, second grade, third grade, blah, blah, blah. But in order for you to really see this, you need to understand that it's more or less like a building. Oh, come on, marker. Work with me, marker. And what does this building look like? Your filing cabinet. But what does that mean? It just means that you're down here. You got to create a foundation. Now, if you have a crappy foundation, you're not going to be able to go up very far. So let's say this is a penthouse up here, and you're not integrated. You're learning. So what happens is that what you can't see is that, let's say there's a lake nearby. So other people will be talking, going, oh, yeah, there's a lake over there. There's a school over there. You're like, see it, because you're looking through your face. No experience whatsoever. So then you go and you get a life experience. Let's say you graduated with going into the first floor, but you left a big part of you behind because you're like, nope, nobody wants to keep me. Belief system, a core value keeps coming in. So you'd only take, instead of your 100% down here, let's say you only bring 85% to the next game. Now, by the time you get up to here, let's say this is the now, and you should be in, you're not in quite graduate school, but you should be, right? But all the windows have bricks on them, so you can't look out. You can't, there's no lake, there's no this, because of your beliefs and your cores and the things and all the parts you left behind. So in order to break it open so you can create windows, a penthouse is supposed to be luxurious, you need to understand this soul contract, this field, where the two auras overlap. Any kind of questions? So, our sensory system. So, to take you on a little journey is that now we're going to say that's me. And it's not that I didn't feel my shit, but I'm working on the letter. Oops. I'm also working on the letter B. And I will have to call in all sorts of numbers. But the most weird thing is that I use my taste buds to have relationships. No, I don't lick you. I watch Charlie. He smells with his tongue. It's funny. Birds smell with their tongue. I said, Spirit, you're trying to tell me something. Yeah, you have all these taste buds. You have bitter, and you have sweet, and you have salty, and you have something. I can't remember what it's called. You have all these things. I said, because I smelled my husband 10,000 miles away. How the hell did I do that? Right? So as you learning all your lessons, changing the beliefs, changing the cores, changing all these things, and you're growing, you have to understand this. So what is Brenda doing to help with her letter B? That every time so every time, because I'm working on B, is that 7 is my woohoo, I should be graduating stage. So I will get it up. And the moment that I start to hit 7, I have to create chaos, right? Without knowing it, I have to show up the way that I've memorized my conditioning of life. And as soon as I hit 7, I have to drop like a freaking tank. I literally have to drop. And then, because I have to do me all over again, I don't recognize it. This is how fast it is. So I want to be stay as a 7. But the moment I'm 7, I have to drop down into E. Now, to get to E, to define who my next level of my personality is that I have to call in somebody that is B. Okay? Oh, you're going outside to get something. Yes. But here is what happens with what's called the conditioning factor. You know what a conditioning is, right? Pavlov's dog. Okay, so that's going to be me. And then you know that Pavlov had a steak. Okay? And me is to have, I'll get to that in just a second. Now, the steak used all sensory systems. So all sensory systems was necessary. And every time that dog saw a steak, what would it produce? A result. What was the result? The salivate. You with me? You with me? So there's an engram that happens that everything equals everything. So for me, if my life theme is, and when I discovered this morning, going through that process, it was like crickets. They were playing an orchestra. I gotta soak this in. So if I see something, I have to create the result. What is the result? My result is deficiency. Too bad. We're using math. Are you okay with that? It's a different kind of math. It's science. It's spiritual math. So I have to go into deficiency. That's how I memorize myself, right? This is the conditioning. So as soon as I hit to 7, I drop like a freaking rock because now I have to have everything to do it. So it's like, what do I need to do in order to get there? I have to produce people that produce like a certain amount of from me. Is this based on emotions? This is based on their conditionings that and their anxieties, their things. So they have to show up, and this is where the kicker is when it comes to the freaking mirror. Because I'm working on deficiency, I have to have people show up as deficient. And I have all my sensory systems are going off because I was conditioned to be deficient. So when I was little, I had people that came in my space as B, came in as B. Now I have understand that the levels of the frequencies are just like the grade school, preschool to graduate school. Some are going to be bullies. And then if I'm done and I'm healing and I'm rising and I no longer need a bully, I'm going to need someone else that comes in as a B that can either be matching more of my mirror. So I'm going to create people to do this. But when I was little, they had a behave, squash that power. Squash that power. And I obliged. I needed to be broken so that they can take care of their shit shows. They got to take care of life. They have to bring in money. They have to do this. Just obey, damn it. Ah. My sister was very good at this. They needed power. So they would act superior and blah, 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 squash me down. And as long as I showed up as deficient, that meant they didn't have to focus on me. To the point where I would physically get hurt and sick. And then they walk away because they can't bother. So I could sneak in and learn how to be a resolver so I don't need them. Again, the most dangerous tool is one that knows how to do pretty much everything with spirit. I don't need you. Not, I don't need you and I can prove it. No, it had nothing to do with that. So I started to rise. I ain't deficient at all. You ask a little kid when they're hungry, and nobody else is, I'm busy. You can't get room. So I've learned how to hide cereal boxes or do little things, but ego will go, oh my God, shouldn't you be ashamed that you're stashing and storing and hoarding? And no, it's old school. This is what I did as a kid. I'm telling myself, my kids telling myself, yeah, you know what they're going to do. They're going to eat up your last of this or do that because, yeah. So you learn to grow, you learn to integrate, you learn to create this union. But I need them broken so I can be broken. It's like, what? No, it's not like I have Munchausen syndrome or any of that. But this is literally the mirror. When you get to that mirror and you're looking face to face with your own, you son of a bitch, we're saying the same language. And you're doing it better than I do. Who wore it well? See the comedian in me today? I think that's kind of funny. I'll take it. So what happens is that my B starting out was people that bullied me. Now, Amy can testify because she has watched a lot in the last of 5 years about my rise. And it had to do with a lot of alpha people that tried to control about how I'm going to treat others. And I'm like, you do not get to tell me, or do not sit there and say that you have to be my pimp or the gang member that tells me I need to treat people like shit because you want to see it for fun. Yeah, no, not me. I'm born with a heart that says differently. So this little tie-dye decided, yeah, I'll take the abuse because I'm not abusing anybody else. Sorry, this generation curse stops here. Now I have to take and start rising. So I don't even have to take your abuse. Because those little fears that I can't talk back. Because every time I heal, I mean literally deep heal, that inner child, and all of us start to gang back up, it takes a tribe to knock down one. But it is not about that, the beating up and the fighting. This is you stand up without having to do any fighting, because you look down, you're like, oh, the only reason you haven't fallen off that cliff is because I'm standing on this plank. But what if I just step off this plank? Woo, sorry. But it's not my job to save you. I'll just create more karma. Are they going to save themselves? Are they going to get off that superior post and realize they can kick the damn plank off and let's go walking hand in hand to back to return to love? And as we keep playing these vicious cycles through this soul contract, the scalar field,